Let's get started!
So long, clever comrade. So long, little person. So long, bloom woman. I'm off to work.
Okay, what's going on?
Deadline goes to work like any other villain. And by work I mean sit on the front porch all morning like an old person.
I heard that, clever comrade.
Alright, let's begin. So yeah. Chapter 366. Wallhack's Gluteus Maximus.
Hey yo, what the f?
So like our usual videos on this channel, this will not be a full recap. We are just gonna be focusing about Falcon's return. And of course, Wallhack's butt. But before we start, let me say a little something. This is a random screenshot showcasing some of the videos on this channel, and for some reason this one has a disproportionately enormous amount of views and likes compared to anything else. Okay then, expect a villain version of this to pop out soon. Right after I finish Megamind Part 2. But enough about that. Let's get started on Wallhack's butt, or what he calls as his peach. A lot of people found this scene to be an absolute disrespect to Wallhack's character, with others more saying this made him more of a joke than he already is. Meanwhile, some other people simply found it funny. And then there are people like me who are just speechless. But seriously, what the hell is this? Wallhack suddenly resorting to sticking his ass out may seem okay for a character in the middle of panic. But this is Wallhack we are talking about. He's supposed to be the successor of OFA. He's supposed to be the next #1. Him presenting his ass to hand a man in the final battle is f***ing cringe. He literally just made an ass out of himself.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
There are way better alternatives. I mean, he's just supposed to stall for 2 seconds anyway. He could have just yelled at Handyman, maybe cover his eyes, or tell him he has no friends again. Heck, he didn't even need to do anything anymore since Falcon is already there anyways. So what if Handyman tried to escape, when Falcon can just outspeed him and black whip his ass back to the arena? But no, Wallhack has to resort to sticking his ass out. The chapter is literally titled Peach. Yeah, this is f***ing embarrassing for Wallhack, but overall this scene is actually quite easy to fix. Just put Wallhack panicking earlier in the chapter, seeing as Handyman is heading towards God. And then have this person announce the 2-second stalling at the same time Wallhack sees Falcon approaching. Being the supposed skilled quick thinker that he is, he stopped panicking and instantly thought of a plan. Have him immediately move to a certain location and then stick his ass out to force Handyman to look at him and prevent Falcon from being seen. Also change this panicked face to a standard happy face to further throw off Handyman and confuse him. This would mean, when Falcon finally arrives into the floating fortress with a kick, that would get Handyman's face shoved into Wallhack's intangible butt. Afterwards, he can just say the entire stick your ass out to the villain plan is inspired by the wise words of brain power. See? This little change easily fixed Wallhack's character. He became less of an embarrassment and more of a quick thinking goofball who weaponizes jokes, just like what he's supposed to be. And the best part is that the ass joke became an actual part of a real strategy instead of a last resort. But yeah, this didn't happen. Wallhack's reduced to a panicking mess just to show off the green Jesus. Which brings us to our next topic. Falcon's arrival.
Finally!
While it's nice that Green Jesus, the only true important character, is finally here so the plot can finally move. I just had to ask, what did Falcon actually miss? What did his absence actually cost the good guys? Aside from the beaten up heroes, everything is still relatively fine. The floating fortress is fine. The electric barrier and the generator team are fine. The Erasure squad is fine. The people down at the engine bay are fine. The f***ing UA building is still f***ing standing. Even the only death is already halfway through getting repaired. On the other hand, Handyman never did once try to escape even though he's invulnerable to anything. For short, the plot just stagnated during Falcon's absence, with both sides barely accomplishing anything. Which really makes one question why is he even yanked out into the middle of nowhere in the first place? Why bother extending chapter count if nothing's gonna be of substance? And since the plot just stagnated with Falcon's absence, his arrival made very little impact. The situation isn't really as dire as the manga makes it out to be. It would be better if the floating fortress had multiple busted engines and is already halfway through crashing. But no, everything's mostly just fine. Overall, what matters is that Falcon's finally arrived, marking the end of the ultra boring Handyman fight chapters with nothing happening besides showing how useless everyone is outside of the godlike main character. The plot can now finally move. We can now expect to see actual progress. Now if only Falcon got to the floating fortress sooner instead of wasting time arguing with Libera about the perfect date, Bunny Gal's arm would still be intact. Now before we end, I just gotta say this. I've always thought that the creator should take a whole 1 month break to plan out the story more and hopefully improve it. But just looking at all the breaks MHA had over the past 20 or so chapters, I can safely say he's already getting a lot of rest, on top of having a whole team to draw the manga for him. And yet the story is somehow still not improving. Methinks this is because we've progressed past the point where everything is now broken beyond repair. Okay. Now that the rant's done. Hey Deadline, it's my turn to sit on the front porch like an old person. Move out. You've been sitting here for over 5 minutes now.
I got me first. Go sit somewhere else.
I have decided I'm going to sit here. You go move somewhere else.
You sit on the ground.
No, I will not sit on the
Okay, you sit here.
New Deadline.
And I'm so evil.